Now somebody else.
I told you.
You didn't tell me anything. You say you don't fucking know, okay?
Well,
you don't know.
IDK, when someone texts you IDK.
Yeah, what is it?
I don't know.
Will you stop?
I told you.
Stop! You ain't tell me nothing. You ain't told me fuck yet. I asked you a question. What does IDK say? And you say you don't know.
I told.
Okay, if you don't know, you don't know.
I'm fucking.
Maybe you might be stupid. I don't know.
I'm fucking.
I don't know either.
I'm telling you.
Yeah, right.
I just told you.
You ain't told me nothing.
I don't know.
I know you don't know. So, see if you can find out from somebody. Dumbass.
I just fucking told you what it was.
You ain't told me nothing.
I told you I don't know.
Get the fuck out of here. You don't know. Stop. If you don't know, you don't know. Okay, just say you don't fucking know.
Sorry I'm late. Let's get started. Okay, any questions?
What's one thing that you can say that'll trigger an entire generation?
Baby boomers are the most disrespectful and entitled generation out there. This is coming from somebody who has worked customer service for the past 5 years. They're the ones to complain about things that we cannot control, to argue over prices, of which apparently they all have them all memorized. I've never seen anybody from any other generation literally watch the screen and watch the prices and then argue with me as I'm scanning about something being like 3 or 4 cents off. They're the only ones to get hostile with us. They're one of the only ones to scream at us. A lot of Gen Xers do that too. They demand respect when they're giving extreme disrespect. To give you an example, I will greet everyone who comes in my line. I will make eye contact with them, ask them how their day. Baby boomers are the only ones to blatantly ignore me and not treat me as a human being. Senior day is one of the worst days to work. And then they say my generation is entitled.
Uh-oh, look who's late again.
I was exactly on time.
On time is 5 minutes late, honey.
Okay,
Your generation, I'll tell you.
please don't.
Everyone gets a trophy, right?
No,
See, in my day, we all worked like 6 full-time jobs.
that's mathematically impossible.
And you're all too busy with your snap face and your Insta-talk to understand a real hard day's work.
Okay, thank you, Diane.
Well, I guess I'll get back to it to cover for your lazy bum.
Did you get that PDF I sent you?
Yes, and I know exactly how to open it.
Do you need me to show you how to do it again?
Yes, desperately.
Go to college, they said. You'll get a great job, they said. It'll be fun, they said.
All right, Dad, yeah, I'll meet you there. Just text me the address. No directions. You do this every single time. Do not give me directions. You're saying west on 25. That sounds like directions, not an address. Listen, I'm flattered that you think that I know which way west is, but I'm telling you, if you do not text me the address, I'm not coming.
So my child has come out to me as part of the LGBTQ plus community, and I couldn't be more proud. Meet Geralt, my bi son.
Boomer got the vax?
What?
Boomers got the vax?
Boomers got the vax. Boomers got the vax?
Well, Boomer's got the vaccine, but I don't know who Boomer is.
I don't either.
Are y'all
Who's
not
Boomer?
Are y'all not boomers?
Oh, baby boomers.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sorry, it's a little slow this morning.
Oh, no,
I've been
Mick is
cleaning.
Mick is not a baby boomer. Bob and I are baby boomers.
I'm a baby boomer. Anybody born from 1946 to 1965 is a baby boomer.
Boom.
No.
Yes.
Hey. 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 Hey.
This is how different generations react to being tagged in a meme. Mom, stop tagging me in memes. They're stupid. Plus, this one's from last year. God, you're so freaking basic. What? I'd already seen it like a year ago. I guess it's funny. I guess. Jeez. What's this? Did you see this? Did you see it? It says when you... Yeah, it's this meme that I got tagged in. It's so funny. It says when you... Hey, Amazon delivery guy, I got tagged in a meme. It says when you... Okay, I have to tag all my friends in this. Oh my god, they're gonna laugh so hard. I can't. Oh, I love this so much. So funny. What the heck's a meme? Why do people keep putting me on these? Why do they keep... I don't get it. I don't get it. What is even a meme? I don't even know what a meme is. I don't get it. Remember, like 3 weeks ago, I got tagged in a meme. It said, when you...
Dude, what is he saying?
Wanted some of the things that we did for our children and our wives and ourselves was explained by the fact that we were products of what is called the Depression. And since some of us had been through that, then we wanted to be sure that our children never went through that. As to what I wanted for my kids, there was, on one side, the economic security, that they would have enough clothes, enough food, a roof over their heads, and that, be able to go to school and have a bike and all those simple things. I thought all you had to do was love them, occasionally mention that fact to them, give them a hug once in a while after they, at least up to the age of 7 or 8. And that was basically all there was to it. And boy, was I wrong. Daddy's on the road a lot. He's out campaigning for office. He's doing a concert in Nashville. And suddenly he looks over his shoulder and, oh, Junior's on dope. Well, maybe the fact that I didn't see him that much from 2 to 14 had something to do with that. You bet it did.
I've been reflecting a lot on intergenerational dynamics lately. Something that I've noticed is that boomers struggle to take other people's perspective. Now, you might say, well, everybody struggles with that, and you'd be right, but I think that the boomer struggle is unique. The reason why I think it's different is because the boomers were the last generation to fully come of age in the modern era. The modern era is different than the postmodern era, the era that we're in now, in that appeals to authority, single answers to a question, and black and white thinking was characteristic. Boomers grew up in a time where people felt like there was only ever one right answer to anything. For those of us who grew up in the postmodern era, the idea that there's only ever one right answer to something seems foreign. But for boomers, this is the default setting. This is why I think that it's hard sometimes to talk to boomers. I've literally watched boomers argue, going back and forth, talking past one another, not realizing that they're actually saying the same thing, but they're coming about it from different perspectives. I think this explains why there's such an empathy gap between boomers and other generations. They are only able to see their own perspective, they struggle to see other people's perspectives as valid.
Why are there holes in your jeans? Did you rip them yourself? Why are there holes in the ozone, Karen? Did you rip those yourself?
Okay, Mom, pretend like you're putting a phone to your ear. Wait, why are you doing it? You're a boomer.
I'm Gen Z, bitch.
What's one thing that you can say that'll trigger an entire generation?
Boomers walked through every door that the greatest generation opened for them. Then they closed it to all the future generations.
Who else kind of feels like the boomer generation spent their time raising children, telling said children of the millennial and Gen X persuasion that they were giving them the life that they couldn't have? Like, I'm trying to raise my children to have all the opportunities and experiences that I never got to have when I was a child. So literally, they projected the life that they wanted to have as children onto us. So mentally, we have always been just an extension of our parents to them. And that's why they talk about us like we're so entitled and lazy, because they believe that they gave us everything that we needed when they gave us everything that they wanted. When the things that they wanted were things that children would want because of trauma. So when we didn't want that anymore, we are ungrateful, and they can only see what they're lacking.
How old are you?
43.
So like when we were fucking 18, 43 seemed like 1,000. I'm 46, you know? Right?
You're like, ew.
But now we're like, I'm 44, like I feel like I got my whole life in front of me.
Yeah.
Obviously we've been through some shit, but like there's a lot to do. The other thing that you don't know when you're 15 and a fucking knucklehead is life is long. So that's the shit I'm trying to get people to think about.
The parents of the 1950s were, I think, the most unusual generation of the 20th century. These are the people who had grown up in the Depression. They had experienced real tough times when they were children and when they were teenagers. And then World War II hit, as many of them were just reaching adulthood, and they had the trauma of the war.
Those of us who brought the baby boom into being, the returning World War II veterans, we didn't know what the hell we were doing. I mean, we really didn't know. We all came home and we all had children. There was no advice, really. Dr. Spock had a book out, but we didn't know anything about child rearing.
This whole image of giving your children everything you had, and they have to be satisfied and they have to be content, and I think we gave them much too much.
This was a distinctly new way to be raised in the world. And it allowed for a whole generation that I suppose we would now call spoiled kids.
You're not hoarding wealth. That's ridiculous. You're about 21% of the population and you have like 53% of the household wealth, so is it the phrasing that's bothering you? Should we call it stockpiling? You guys are stockpiling wealth? You're all kids, okay? You don't need money yet anyway. The oldest millennials are actually turning 40 this year. Yeah, that's true. Well, that means we left you 47%. That's almost half. Why is everyone always forgetting about us? Okay, we exist. And we have about 27% of the wealth. And we have almost 5%. These numbers sound suspicious. Where are you getting them? Federalreserve.gov? What do you want me to do about it? You could pay us more and vote for progressive politicians and policies. That doesn't feel right. I don't want to do those things. I just went to that website. We're not even on the chart.
So I just wanted to show everybody these books that I got for my parents. I just think it's really important to treat your baby boomer parents with things that you know that they're going to just absolutely love and be inspired by. And these books, you know, I got them. I got two, one for my mom, one for my dad. Why Trump Deserves Trust, Respect, and Admiration. Honestly, it is refreshingly honest. It's absolutely accurate. You can see on the back that it draws from exclusive interviews, exhaustive research, and they're fantastic. Like, it's so accurate that I can't even begin to tell you. So let me just show you some of my favorite parts. As soon as it starts, it just gives you just complete examples that you can't deny, right? And then my favorite part's got to be towards the middle of the end. I mean, and how can you argue with this? It's just, it's so... honestly, thank you so much, David King, for writing something that, you know, I feel like everybody just needs to read. Thank you.
Sometimes I think about the rude awakening that the boomers are in for the next, like, few decades. I was talking to my mom about baby names the other day, and I told her a certain, like, baby name, and she was like, ugh, that's so ugly. Like, it doesn't even sound like a girl's name. And I told my mom, I said, Mom, my friend who named his child that, like, he picked that name because it is gender neutral and because he didn't want to put his daughter in a box. And my mom was just like, oh, I didn't think of it that way. Huh. Okay. Like, yeah, it's just a completely different world now, and they have no idea. It's so fun to watch. I love watching the world burn.
Society, if boomers could say, Chipotle, correct me.
You're just too young to understand. You need more life experience. I'm 26, I'm married, I own a home, and I own a business, but sure, like, what am I missing? What life experience am I missing? Well, back in my day, I could get a Coca-Cola for 2 cents, and I could go to college for $6. So, I think you just need to work harder. Yep. Stop bitching.
I don't even have time for my love life, to see my family. I don't even have time for nothing. I'm working every single day. I'm depressed. Shouldn't even be feeling that way.
I'm having a really hard time with ageism at work. Oh, I totally feel you. My boss keeps calling me kiddo and telling me I can't handle a raise because people in their 20s are bad at saving money, which... No, that's not what ageism is. Ageism only affects people who belong to AARP. No, it can affect anyone with naturally gray hair, which is not me. I didn't dye this. I'm not gonna dye. I'm gonna embrace the gray when the time comes, which is not now. Isn't ageism just any sort of age-based discrimination? So, like, it could affect all of us? No. Ageism is when someone expects you to be able to convert a Word document to a PDF. I mean, that's literally impossible unless you graduated high school in the last 15 years. When are you gonna have a baby? Ooh, no, I think I could afford a pregnancy right now, much less raising a child. Raising kids is just not that expensive. It's actually pretty pricey. Now they can order things from Alexa using only their voices. It's horrible. Plus, I pretty much feel trapped and inadequate most of the time anyway. I don't know if I want to get a kid involved with that. Oh, sounds like you should have gone to college. I did, yeah. And then I got a job and I got another job. Did you take out loans? That's probably why you don't have any money. Well, yeah, I know that now. But you guys said going to college was the only way to be successful and happy, and I didn't happen to be an heiress, so I took out loans. So cute that you all think society is going to last long enough for any of this to matter.
There is only one sound in this entire world that will forever separate the old generation from the new one. For when the new generation hears it, they'll have no idea what we're talking about. But when the old generation hears it, we cringe. For we know the struggle we had to endure, that the new generation will never have to. So here is the one sound that will forever separate our generations.
Will somebody please explain to me why taking my boomer-aged father into the grocery store with me is like having a 6'4" version of my 6-year-old along with me? I took my eyes off of him for 1 second, just 1 second, and he's just gone. And when I turned the corner, Mr. Bypass Diabetic Patient is standing in front of the Debbie Cake display with a box in each hand talking about what kind do you want. Them things ain't nothing but sugar and lard. Put it down and come on here. Recently, he's learned some internet slang, so he was on the phone with my aunt when I left, talking about how I wouldn't let him live his best life. Y'all.
Let's talk a little bit about Generation X. The generation so terrifying they couldn't even give it a fucking name. So Gen Xers were raised in a very interesting period of time. They were raised by baby boomers, so they knew a very older and maybe kind of feral way to exist and live their life. But then they were also old enough, so when the internet and a lot of new technology started coming out, they also knew a lot more. So they had this kind of ability to cherry pick the best traits of baby boomers and millennials, which makes them some of the most dangerous fucking people in the world. Most of the Gen Xers I knew either went to the military, went to rehab, or went to jail. That means the ones that are left are fucking survivors. So for as many changes in music and style and culture that you think you've been through, in the last 50 years, they've been through the most. Also, mental illness wasn't trendy back then. So any kind of mental illness that they had, they usually didn't get any treatment for it. So they had to learn how to cope with it themselves. Medications weren't as delicate or as effective back then. And that leaves you with some very fucking interesting people. Get yourself a Gen X friend, but they'll probably just tell you to fuck off.
Ear, shoulder, shoulder, hip, hip, knee, knee, foot, foot.
My daughter can afford one iced matcha, then she can afford to give me a grandchild. I saw her buy the brown eggs. Don't tell me she can't afford kids. This is because they took away Quaaludes. What if you need a kidney? Parenting on Quaaludes was amazing. I took one when little Billy was 5, and I don't remember a thing until he was 18. Amazing. What if there's a plague and your baby's blood is the only cure? Oh, it's expensive to have kids near the city. Well, then move. I've heard you can raise a family in North Dakota for about $3. What if the birth rate drops so low that the animals take over?
Because I've seen bears walk on their hind legs. There's nothing stopping them from being bus drivers or entertainment executives. Grandma died of COVID to save this economy, and she was happy to do it. The least you could do is replenish her spot. A dog is not a baby. Can I buy piano lessons for a dog and lord it over you for years?
Yeah, but I'm a little worried. She shows no interest in boys her age.
This is my impression of a baby boomer asking where you're from and then recognizing the name of your town. So where are you from? Oh, sure. Yep. Yup. Thank you.
If you think you're smarter than the previous generation, 50 years ago, the owner's manual of a car showed you how to adjust the valves. Now it warns you not to drink the contents of the battery. Let that sink in.
What up, Gen Z? Hey, Millennial. What are you doing? Just vibing on TikTok. TikTok. Yeah. No, you know, I thought it was just for dancing, but I made an account a couple weeks ago, and it's so fun. You're gonna ruin it, aren't you? Oh, for sure. Yep. Big oof. Way of the world, kid. I remember the first time an elder ruined my online experience. Kristen is updating her Facebook status. Meta. What you doing? Oh, hey, Boomer. I was just updating my Facebook status. Facebook? It's a website where you can connect with old friends. Oh, that's fun. Yeah, I was just talking to a girl from middle school. Well, I'll have to make an account on there. Wonder if I could find Linda. What could go wrong?
Things that turn boomers on to the max. Part 1. Varicose veins.
You know what, Larry? You ever disrespect me like that, I'm gonna fuck you up. Yeah, I'll make you hit life alert, motherfucker.
For your life?
Oh, fuck!
I'm sorry for fidgeting, but fidgeting's what I do. And one of these days you steal my fidget, I'll explode all over you.
Hi, welcome to What the Duck. My nephew, he's in FFA. Okay? He really likes cows. Do y'all have any cow ducks? We do actually. They're right over there in that window. Here, I'll lead you to them. Okay. They're somewhere right around... Here's one right here. Oh, sir, that's actually a soccer ball. Oh, this is a cow. See the black and white spots? Yeah, well, I guess it could be a cow, yeah. Now wait, I don't see no udders on this cow. That's because that's a soccer ball duck, sir. You told me this was a cow. Oh, I said it was a Okay. Well, I don't want it then. I think I'll get him this chicken instead.
Hey, boomers. Here's a little chart I made of the generations. There's us right up there at the top. Here's the generation before us, and here we are at the top. We were the richest, the most educated, the healthiest generation that ever came before. This is what's supposed to happen. You know, when your parents, you say you want to leave the world a better place for your children, you know, et cetera, et cetera. Well, what's happened since us is down. See that? Down. All these generations after us, all these kids, they're worse off than us. So how'd this happen? How'd this happen? We did it. We're the ones. We failed, okay? Right here, the greatest generation, what did they do? They defeated fascism around the world. Right now, half of us voted for fascism. We did it. This is our America. It's time to do something about it.
Okay, so my mom has a list of phrases to test your age. So here we go. We're gonna see how good we do.
What is a Rolodex?
No clue.
What is a rotary phone?
I don't know.
What a rotary phone is?
I don't know.
What is a Walkman?
A Walkman? I have no idea.
What are yellow pages?
Oh, that's like where you look up someone's cell phone number.
Cell phone number?
I think so. Keep going.
What is a phone jack?
A phone jack? That's hilarious. I have no idea.
What is a trapper keeper?
No one knows what a trapper keeper is.
What is a crimper used for?
A crimper, it's like how you make your hair curly.
What is a hacky sack?
Oh, a little thing you kick around with your feet.
What is a boombox?
Boombox, you put it on your shoulder and you dance.
What is an Atari?
Atari?
You gotta live your life, okay? You gotta go out, you gotta go to restaurants, you gotta see your friends, you gotta live. Even if it kills you, even if you're dead, you gotta live. You go out, you get COVID, you die, you live. You gotta live.
Nothing's funnier than when someone tries to be like, oh my gosh, when I was a kid, we weren't that stupid. As a dark millennial, I'm gonna tell y'all Gen Zers, yes we were. Y'all motherfuckers had Tide Pods. We had the Cinnamon Challenge, the Salt Challenge, and the Choking Game. What's the choking game, you might ask? Is when you take your fucking forearm, you press your friend up against the goddamn wall, and you fucking hold him there until he passes the fuck out. Also, Gen Xers, you're not off the hook. My uncle and mom have regaled many a tale of a friend shoving a fucking firework up their ass and lighting it. We ain't even gonna talk about the 60s and 70s, motherfuckers, cause y'all were just doing drugs. Every single generation has a really stupid fucking trend, because tiny humans have no fucking self-preservation skills. I had a 1-year-old today run into sterilization and try to drink a fucking chemical under the sink. The fact that we must guard our young for like 18 years so they don't accidentally kill themselves should tell you everything you need to know about humanity. Other animals know what the fuck to do as soon as they're born. We can't do shit.
You gotta stop helping your boomer relatives with technology. You gotta stop. They're enabled. They can't help themselves anymore. They rely on younger generations too much. I had to send a boomer relative of mine a PDF for some information. They go, well, what's a PDF? I said, oh, it's a document. It's got information. I emailed it to you. They said, oh, I haven't used AOL in years. I don't know my password. Do you know my password? I said, no, I don't know your password. Why would I know your password? They found their password. It was in a Rolodex that they had written down. You know what their password was? 8 characters or more. Because when the prompt created their password, they said, make your password 8 characters or more. They took it literally. Guys, every subscription they can't unsubscribe from themselves is another penny out of your pocket. You got to let them fail with technology. You do. That's the only way that they're going to learn. If they ever start blaming you for not helping them, just look them dead in the eye and say, you didn't raise me to give people handouts. I know better than that.
I love you. Is that the beer talking? No, it's me talking to the beer! Ah!